Life knocks us down when we least expect it. One moment we're confident, the next we're face down, questioning everything. I once gave a presentation I was proud of, only to receive harsh feedback that felt personal. That moment of failure, the fall, is universal. It's not about avoiding the fall, it's about what we do next. Do we stay down or do we look up and face the pain? Our minds rush to blame or shame, telling us stories like, "I'm not good enough." We try to numb the pain, scrolling, binge-watching, anything to avoid discomfort. But numbing doesn't heal, it just delays the reckoning. True resilience starts with acknowledging the fall and naming our emotions. This hurts. I feel ashamed. Naming the pain is powerful. It's the first step to rising. It's not weakness, it's courage. When we stop running and face our story, the real work of rising strong begins. The fall is inevitable, but it's also the start of something new. This is where resilience is born. The first step toward resilience is getting curious about the story we're telling ourselves. After a setback, our minds create messy, fear-filled narratives like, "They think I'm a fraud." Owning our story means writing it down, unfiltered. What are the exact words in your head? What emotions are bubbling up? Don't censor yourself. Capture the raw narrative. This isn't about validating those thoughts, but about seeing their power. Once it's on paper, we can see where fear is speaking loudest. Treat yourself with the kindness you'd offer a friend. Accept your feelings, but don't let them define you. Writing it down is the first act of reclaiming your power. It creates space between the trigger and your response. In that space, you can choose a new path. This is how we stop being swept away and start becoming the author of our own experience. Owning our story is the foundation of rising strong. Next, we challenge the story we've written. Reality check your first draft. What's fact and what's fear? For example, your boss sends a short email. Fact, brief message. Story: she's mad at me. Ask, what else could be true? Maybe your boss was just busy. Be willing to admit you don't have all the information. Challenge your confirmation bias. Don't just look for evidence that supports your fears. Sometimes this means having a vulnerable conversation to seek clarity. More often than not, reality is less scary than our imagination. By investigating our stories, we replace painful fiction with grounded truth. This is how we take back control from shame and fear. Each reality check builds resilience. We learn to choose clarity over assumption. This is how we rise, one truth at a time. The rumble is where we get honest about our feelings and behaviors. It's about wrestling with emotions like shame, guilt, and grief. Vulnerability is the birthplace of courage. After my presentation, I admitted my shame to a friend, naming my fear of being seen as incompetent. Rumbling means getting comfortable with discomfort and asking hard questions. What am I really feeling? What does this situation ask of me? Look beneath surface anger to the deeper need, like belonging or acceptance. The rumble is where real growth happens. It's about setting boundaries and acting with integrity, even when it's hard. Integrity means choosing courage over comfort. If someone takes credit for your work, the rumble is having a direct, respectful conversation. This is a practice, not a one-time event. Each rumble builds our emotional muscle and teaches us our worth isn't defined by one moment. Here, we transform pain into purpose. The final act is the revolution, writing a new, braver ending to our story. This isn't a fairy tale. It's about integrating what we've learned. We rise with more wisdom and compassion. My new story after failure wasn't "I'll never fail again," but "I'm brave enough to try and resilient enough to learn." The revolution is living our values out loud, setting boundaries, asking for help, making choices that reflect who we want to be. It's a quiet revolution, happening in daily choices. Every time we own our story and rumble with vulnerability, we rewrite our future. We become more resilient, not by avoiding hardship, but by moving through it with courage. This process deepens empathy and strengthens courage. Resilience is the practice of rising strong again and again. We all fall, but our stories don't end there. We can choose to get curious, rumble with our feelings, and write a brave new ending. The fall is part of our story, but it's never the end. We can always rise.